Today, we are exploring a question that every research library is grappling with right now, not whether to adopt AI, but how to integrate it in a way that is strategic, sustainable, and responsible. This presentation is titled, The Operational Layer, AI Strategy for Research Libraries. The subtitle says it all. We are moving from experimental disruption to structural integration in 2026. We will look at technology, governance, and, most importantly, the evolving role of the information professional in a world where AI is no longer optional. So let us begin. Here is something worth pausing on. Every AI system answering a medical question today, every tool that scans an academic paper and returns a summary, it learned from the knowledge infrastructure that librarians and information professionals built over decades. PubMed, mesh headings, controlled vocabularies, meddlers, indexing systems, that was the scaffolding AI climbed to reach where it is today. So let us set aside the anxiety about displacement and ask the more productive question. The question is not whether librarians matter. We already know the answer. The question is how we will shape what comes next. And that is exactly what this presentation is about. So what does the 2026 landscape actually look like for libraries? 4 realities are defining this moment. First, budget and staffing. Digital service expectations are expanding while funding remains constrained, a familiar tension. Second, cloud-native consolidation. Platforms from Clarivate, OCLC, and EBSCO are pushing toward unified, interoperable environments. Third, and this is the most important shift, the organizational conversation has moved from, what can AI do, to, how is AI governed and managed? That is a sign of maturity. And fourth, the strategic priorities have crystallized. Efficiency, cybersecurity, and intelligent service delivery now drive every technology investment. We are firmly in the operational era. Keep your ILS stable. Build AI as an external layer. This diagram shows exactly what that looks like in practice. On top of a stable Koha core, you connect 4 AI-powered capabilities through APIs, draft metadata generation, where AI processes ISBNs and title pages and a librarian reviews the output, conversational discovery, which shifts OPAC from keyword searching to natural language asking, chat-based support using Rasa or Dialogflow trained on your library policies, and behavioral recommendations driven by circulation data. AI enhances. The core stays clean. Look at what is at the center of this diagram. Not the AI tools. Not the automation platforms. At the center is high-value human focus, pattern engagement, programming, metadata quality. That is where the librarian lives. The outer loops show what AI takes over. Smart fulfillment through OCLC WorldShare moves ill routing from manual to predictive. BrainOS robots handle inventory and shelf reading, catching misfiles before they become discovery failures, and Collection HQ drives collection management from periodic guesswork to evidence-based, data-driven weeding. These loops run continuously, freeing your team to focus on work that only humans can do well. Special collections have long faced a painful bottleneck, decades of uncatalogued images sitting in boxes, their value locked away simply because there were never enough hours to describe them. Now look at what AI makes possible. The Alma AI Metadata Assistant uses computer vision to automatically identify contextual elements in historical photographs, the person, the vehicle, the era, the location, the subjects, and generates descriptive metadata at a scale no team could match manually. But notice what happens to the archivist. They do not disappear. They pivot to historical validation, collection interpretation, cultural sensitivity, and public storytelling. The machine catalogs. The professional contextualizes. Not all AI tools are equal, and choosing the right one for the right task matters. This diagnostic gives you a quick reference guide. ChatGPT's strength is reasoning and coding, useful for research planning and generating statistical scripts, but watch for data hallucination and overdependence. Claude excels at structured outputs, ideal for academic writing and drafting methods or results sections, though it can flatten your writing style. Gemini handles multimodal inputs, making it powerful for large-scale document processing, but citation reliability is a known risk. Perplexity is citation-backed and excellent for real-time academic searches. And the warning on this slide applies to all of them: interpretation, critical thinking, and the discussion section must remain human-driven. The way researchers discover literature is fundamentally changing. The traditional process was linear: you typed a query, got a match, and read the result. What AI-driven discovery offers is something categorically different. Tools like DSpace and Consensus are context-aware. They analyze multiple papers simultaneously, extract key findings instantly, and identify consensus across disparate studies. That shift is from keyword matching to conceptual mapping. Then there are autonomous research engines like GenSpark and Stanford Storm, which scan hundreds of sources, generate structured reports, and simulate multi-step research workflows. The shift there is from manual background gathering to synthetic landscape analysis. The research librarian's role here is to teach researchers how to use these tools critically. Here is the model I find most useful for thinking about professional development in this moment. The core mission of the librarian remains unchanged: organize knowledge, evaluate sources, preserve records. That never goes away. But the environment now demands 5 new competency layers wrapped around that core. Layer 1 is AI and data literacy, understanding how these systems work, including their dependencies on standards like Mark 21 and Dublin Core. Layer 2 is prompt engineering, crafting structured inputs, which is really the new Boolean logic. Layer 3 is AI ethics and evaluation. Layer 4 is contextual research support in an era of AI-assisted writing. And Layer 5 is teaching and facilitation, guiding users toward responsible AI application. The University of Virginia Library offers a compelling model for what it looks like when a library steps into the role of AI literacy hub. Their AI Literacy and Action Lab is built on the LeoLo framework: 5 pillars: technical knowledge, ethical awareness, critical thinking, practical skills, and societal impact. What makes this model work is the execution strategy. Small, scalable programs, 1-credit seminars, course pilots, project incubators, rather than ambitious restructuring that stalls. An emphasis on doing and applied learning, not passive tool demonstrations. And cross-campus partnerships that give the library institutional reach far beyond its own walls. This is how the library becomes the campus AI conscience. And this brings us to the 2026 strategic mandate. The research library is no longer positioned at the edge of the institution. It sits at the center of 4 strategic roles: governance partner, moving from isolated experiments to long-term policy integration; ethical AI advisor, providing the critical lens on data bias, system training, and academic integrity; AI literacy hub, democratizing interdisciplinary AI education; and institutional knowledge manager, ensuring high-quality metadata and stewardship to feed institutional AI ecosystems. As this slide states, AI is no longer a side conversation. It is institutional strategy. And the library is its architect. Thank you for watching. Do subscribe, and join us in the AI4Lib community.